And I see and Jester bring. Laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take five and heal today. Take five with CJ and Jester. Talking truth, dim pressure. Every Tuesday, take to big space. Just for you. Take your time with you. Nothing in. Take and home. CJ and Jester. You want. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service. Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy and not alone. Come take five, you're in the zone. Voices calm, what's that care? Two good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. We'll take CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to 1. The golden space, just for you. Take the back and take your time. We're here to make your time. Take the night alone. See the Jester. Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, and all those of you listening here in Radio Land. I am CJ, and Jester is running a bit behind, so he should be here shortly. Let me say good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, North America, Asia, Africa, Europe, and all those of you who are listening to us live on Take Five. Good morning to Olavachi. You're the first here good this morning. Good morning to Fifth and Hallie Douglas. Good morning to Bernadette Abraham out there. You know where you are. Good morning to Daphne Dayton family out there in Toronto. Good morning to Hill Street people, the Glen family out there in Boston. NP, good morning. Lorna Bain, Mary, Chance the Gamer 97. Duchess, good morning to you. Good morning, Mr. Nicholas Snag, Marlon Klein, Kenro, Mona. Good morning to Pat Pear and family. William, good morning. SBW. Good morning to my friend Buddy out there in the lane. Good morning to Antonia Francois, Kathleen Ledlow, Roy Charles Alexander, Joycelyn Noel. Good morning to the university under the cashew tree. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to Anne Bernard and Red Human. Ito, good morning. Bushes, Chubby. Pat, Augustine Belfon, good morning to you. Sherry Ann St. John out there in Maryland, and Wendy in Toronto. Good morning to each and every one of you. Lorna Bain has just checked in. I am not sure what is going on with my my little buddy over there, but he's not here as yet. Hopefully, he should be here soon. So I'll go back and take a quick commercial break and wait for Ken or someone to call, and then we'll continue our program. Stay tuned. Oh, wake up, it's a new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling bad, you're not alone. Won't take forever in this phone. Places come, what's the care? Too good is always there. The same head in your head, isn't be sure to find. Go take, say just talking short. Get passion. To be too scared. Stay, just take my see, baby, it's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health matters most, so come in close and raise a toast to the words who fight each day, to the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. You got your turn, you got our word. Oh, take, start, second, true. Because I should have you to stay these days. Just for you, take time, take your time. Here, see that then past her. Laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take five and heal today. Take five. CJ and Jester talking truth. Dim pressure. Every Tuesday and experience. Just feel. See your side. See. For more information, contact Blue Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at bluenoisetv@gmail.com. Blue Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home, no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channel right at your fingertips. So, Kennery's online here. I'm going to get her to pray because the other phone is charging. Go ahead, please, Kennery. This morning, Lord, I give you thanks. We continue to have glory before you. Thank for you know, thank you for through look money right. But I can't see Lord, I ain't like you was completely. Those who die yourself, some of so a lot of those are this money in the country, I think it's good. So I remember not so peace and away from the country for a lot, but I'm going to California to my plate. One time to some of the same that people was not alone much things that we can call it for sure. This morning, having the Prime Minister before you, having the Minister of this all, having the opposition party, having the Minister. But I do each and every one of them before you join laws who got know everything. We do to make out this thing so on. But I'm asking you to try to cut you and get my picture problem over the bedroom side. But I've got the entire force I do this for you. Because my other police station, do the can't do those that you think. But I remember the hour you remind me, says you pass by the camp, we go with not alone.
But Father God, here I worship you, Pastor, you know each and every one of them by the different voices. Father, this morning is culture and I bring before you. Father, every school office, our Lord. Father, remember the teachers, the principal. Father, we know those children very stubborn-hearted, but oh God, I know we cannot turn our back on them. If the one playing wrong and ignore what goes on, and let to pray and pray the night for we remember our walk as I did before you this morning, Lord. Lying around everywhere, so a lot, each and every one in charge. I cannot name them one by one, but Master, you are going to do them. Remember those in our different home. Remember this prison this morning, Lord. I bring it this word and lift it up to you. But I young and cannot want in prison, so our blessed Lord. But I look upon each and every one of them, guide them and protect them in so Lord. But I bring each and every walker, I bring it for you this morning, blessed Lord. Especially Lord, to take care of them, Lord. Have mercy upon them. Who's good body every good is our Lord. Remember, as a driver, a ship driver, like God, it's open to tell everyone this morning, Lord. But I hear on everywhere before, Lord. Lord, I ask you, God, to guide and to protect us, Lord. Knowing the hurricanes, Lord, I'm begging you, Jesus. Help us this our Lord. Also, you depart me with your Savior. But I hear our humble cry. But please also to those who please. My God, I'm so much very so unhappy. Not only use this hour, Lord, not only use this hour, leave only them not alone, but for I touch them. Let them draw salvation to see the green and treat the sling this hour, Lord. My God and my King. Remember that stuff I did for you this morning, Lord. I've made a radio station, you know, each and every one of them is our land. But I know them better than I do. You know them by the name and you know them by the number. I bring security for you this our blessed Lord. But I look down upon that daughter, she whom she left behind. She keeps safe and sound. The other thing of she, while he was while he located the past from about the close to Jesus. The majesty and special whom we left behind. Each and every one of them in the hope, so our Maxing you, Jesus, to provide each and every one of them. Bless them if so please. And cherish that my God and my King, you know, Satan is up there to us through and to mash and this too. Cover thy kingdom, come, O Lord, remember each and every one. Remember the surrounding, Lord. Remember the field. Remember the people, this our blessed Lord. My sugar, my people, I just pray for our Lord. My God and my King. Remember your children, Lord. Remember all your children this hour, Lord. Those on the bed of affliction, those in the hospital, those that cannot help themselves. My God and my Redeemer, as we touch the disciples to say, what Father God in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You will see days all things where and forgive us our trespasses. And we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but we work from all evil, for thy is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Hi.
Thank you so much. Everything okay with you?
For the time,
Good, good. I good. Good, good.
And my boy,
I don't know about you now. Let him speak French.
You know, I'm all right. Thank God I'm good, man. Good morning.
Fine.
just on your
We just study the girl. We don't study she.
Don't worry, Tim. Don't worry. Thanks.
what about you?
Thank you, and you have a great day.
All
Okay,
right.
bye bye.
Have a lovely one now, Kendall.
So just call that number. Let me see if it's going to work. The 4041189 number, because I think the phone needed recharging this morning. I did recharge it because Kenna was calling and she wouldn't get us, so I did do a recharge on it. So let's hope that it's going to work fine for us. So tell me, taking that long to dial the number? Is it ringing?
Sweet.
That's you, right? Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's working. Just have to check it to see. So yes. So Jester, I already said good morning to all my people that I have to say good morning to. So the floor is yours right now to say good morning.
Yeah. Well, yes, let me Redeem myself, man.
To redeem yourself? What did you do?
After a long weekend, you know what I'm saying?
It was a long weekend, was it?
Indeed, it was a long weekend. Yesterday
Listen,
was
when
a
you're not working every
holiday.
day is a long weekend, Jimmy. You know that, right?
When you're not working, I agree with you.
Yeah.
When you're not working,
Like you
but
said that.
you can't tell me that.
I could tell you that you're not working. Doing any kind of work.
You know better than that. You just stop it there.
Stop what?
My good boy, Gordon Bushes Richards, now there in New York. Good morning to you, Leslie Nicholas. Good morning, Winter John. And the most Bartholomew. I too. Yeah, that's Alistair Dubois out there. Mrs. Glenn out there in Boston and family. Special good morning to you. Klein Maho. Good morning. The Hill Street people. Celia and company.
Karis. My good buddy Karis.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Miss Bissessa. You might just be listening. Special good morning to you. And those that I forget, it's not
I could help you out.
my intention to.
Miss Gladys down in the junction down there.
Oh yes,
All right.
Miss Gladys in Maddy's Junction. Certainly not my intention to leave you.
Oh, because your brain is like foul brain. You don't remember anything.
Look who's talking.
Me, I remember like an elephant. You know that. Good morning, chance the game. You see what we're talking about this morning. It's right up to you in your alley. You know.
We alley.
We? This place I'm not speaking French.
We alley.
French.
No, you could that topic. I don't know. You could be avoiding it. That's special way. You know.
How?
I don't understand.
Tell me how you think I'm avoiding it, Jester. You tell me.
Well, based on the statement you're making, I don't understand.
Well, you speak French. I'm speaking for myself.
I said we and
we.
Like,
I said you're speaking French. That's what they say. Yes, in French.
I tell you, when you see we stay and we make utterances.
When we again?
Well, so not we?
No, you making your utterances. Go right ahead.
Okay, when you stay and you make your utterances,
yes,
you are being judged by the people out there. Not by me. So you understand?
And?
I just want you to know that. Be cognizant of that at all times.
Ye not. You remember the phrase, judge ye not? So, so don't judge me. Who wants to judge me? Go right ahead. Be the judge. You, Judy, whoever want to judge, go right ahead. And when you sleep in the judge, and you fall sleeping too, you know that, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So just so you know, we're being judged. Chance the game has checked in, Jester. I didn't say good morning to the big guy up there in the Grand Tang. That is Junior. Good morning to you. Let me see, when was it? Friday. Was on sort of a mini island tour. I'm touring my island, Jester, as though I don't know where I'm going and all this kind of thing. And there, the people wanted to see the Mona monkeys. And where they went, the monkeys didn't come out. But when they came out from the lake, I've seen the most beautiful Mona monkey ever. With all those that I see hanging out, Jester, his coat is as black and shining as ever, and it's like regal. He just stood there, like, look at me if you all want to. So
you are traveling with Caucasian people?
Huh?
Is it Caucasian?
I was traveling with white people.
Yeah, well, I don't understand.
They were not Caucasians, they were Negroes. They were Caucasian.
African.
No.
Negro is kind of derogatory.
Is it? No.
Yes,
no, that is not. It's the other one that is spelled N-I. That's N, not N-E. You have to learn to do your research, eh? Right? African, they were Americans. Some were from Jamaica, different culture. I cannot say that they're all Americans. Got me?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the term Negro is, people don't use that again. Of African
black people then. Black people.
You put it that way too. Yeah.
Well, you ask me if it's Caucasian. When did they say enough Caucasian, they'll tell you they're Negroes. So if you say the African American, they will call me an African American, and I don't live in America. The reason why I ask you that, because the monkeys tend to feel, the Caucasian, because they say black people stole them. That is the reason why I ask you. And I know why you ask me, but I'm just saying.
Now you were trying to be so difficult.
I am difficult. I'm not trying.
And you think that's nice, right?
Of course it is. It is.
Oh gosh.
Listen, you know Storm, my dog over there? Mm-hmm. Do you want him?
No, of course not.
Why not?
No.
You know what Storm did to me is, you see, I'm wearing this tight black shirt here, it's just to keep my rib.
I see it's off the leash.
Yeah, that's to keep my. He took the leash, the thing around his neck. I paid $29 for that color for it. And every time he pulls it, it just snap open. And so I had to go to Brentwood to get another one that has leather and chain. Because yesterday I was molding my little veggies thing, not really veggie, but the side and the thyme and stuff like that. And I went to the sink at the back there to take them out of the hand tools. And he was making laps around the house, and he just saw me standing there, and he just jumped on me from the back. Momentum pitched me forward. It was better if I had fallen down than not falling, because my rib, Jesus, like I'm in a real pain. And then I turned back and I said, Storm. And he just went flat down on his stomach, head bent down as though he's ashamed because he know that what he did to me. So anybody wants a dog named Storm? And it's not Storm. It is not the kind of hurricane storm. It is Storm. He has good name and all that, but he's just. I'm not sure if he's doing that to me because I went away for a while.
After you
or he's
telling
just
people what your
happened.
dog did, you think they
Yes,
will be interested in
of
it?
course. He may not do that to them. He just love his mama. That's all. And he doesn't know how to show love, but not to jump on me and don't.
Let your mama deal with it. Once I don't have trouble.
You know him well and he knows you. Right? So you could take him for a couple of days and see if you can train him to be a better little fella. Because, oh my gosh. So, what's new and exciting in your
Well, I come out to PTC, but I didn't get a chance to talk with the teacher, right? Because the foolish thing is, right, when I went there, the security was supposed to give me a number because I thought that I'd reach early enough.
What is PTC?
Parent Teachers Conference. So that's where you have an engage.
Yeah.
When I engage with the teacher, you've been engaged with the teacher and the child.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that is to check on the progression of your child.
You went for your son?
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't get to talk to the teacher?
College. No, because as I said, the security she was supposed to give me a number.
Mm-hmm.
She did not give me that number. So while I was sitting down there and I consulted with the teacher, I said, hey, I have a podcast to do at 10 and I wouldn't be missing it.
Oh, this morning you went?
Yeah, this morning. And she said, did you get a number? I said, no, the security didn't give me a number. She said, well, you're supposed to have gotten a number from her. So by the time I go back to get a number, it means that people who came after me,
went before you?
Yeah, so I just had to end up leaving.
So what are you going to do about it then?
Well, I want to call the teacher and maybe make some special arrangement to have.
I think you wanted to see the teacher to make a special arrangement. That's why you did
it. Don't make sense. Let's just go on there. No, what are you saying? They don't make sense.
What do you
think I want you to see it?
You want special treatment?
No.
Oh, I just asked.
I mean, come on. After you hear me explain all that, you will see that something is wrong with you.
Well, then you know something wrong with that, then you are the one that declared that something is wrong.
I don't believe your brain start to seize yet.
Well, yes, you did. We are doing it age, remember? That's okay. Enjoy your.
Oh my God, yes.
Did you see I made a smoothie?
Well, that is what you was trying to communicate.
And did you see a cup that is close to it there?
Yeah, so
this came from Jenny Mason in Toronto. She sent it to you.
Oh. And it takes so long to.
That is my business.
So long, Jenny. She took too long to you. Yeah, you speak the honest truth. I believe that.
I'm telling you, I didn't want to give it to you, but I got one myself. I got one, Grant got one. So I don't see you very often except when there and then. That was by you just wanted to. Was by me or by my house? I was at your home. Oh, at my home, okay. Yeah. But I any correcting. I was at your home. Oh, doing what again? Very recent. I can't remember. You have better memory than me. Always post that. So you need to ask. Yes, so, but it was in the cupboard. That's why I didn't remember. So, but I put it on last night and I said, let me take it to the studio so that this morning you will have it. And the smoothie that I made you, if you do not know what is in it, you will never ever get one again. And I putting that out to the world, most smoothie for if you do not know what's in it. So let's go. So yesterday was we observed Heroes Day. It's the first anniversary of it actually.
So October 19th is holiday as of last year. So we had, because it fell yesterday, Sunday, because it fell on Sunday, it was observed yesterday, which was the 20th.
It fell on Sunday?
October 19th was on.
Oh, it fell on. And when did they pick it up?
So yesterday.
Oh, they picked it up yesterday. Okay.
They observed it yesterday. They didn't pick it up. They observed it. I didn't see it. Don't try to.
You said it.
So they had the ceremony. Um, they also had the song turning to indicate that they will be developing a national heroes park and heritage.
Where that?
And that would be at the Common Park,
Okay.
And then you also is in the area where you had the Rivera, will be all been termed as the Rivera, right there.
Okay.
In Ghana is there.
So did you
I
go?
think it's no.
Oh.
I did not go. I watched a bit of it on
TV. Okay.
Yeah. And, so I think it's because I remember from the previous government, right? I think they had intention of using that land there otherwise, and they met with some very stiff resistance with some very concerned citizens, and that had put them on the back foot and had them had to think otherwise. So what we realize, this government is using the land for the purpose of which the concerned citizens really wanted it for, just in a recreational area, for the elderly folks will go before they go to the beach, they will, see it, and a sort of kind of picnic area as well, you know. I think you know the area, Claire, and you have an idea of what I'm speaking of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Isn't that kind of opposite of like when you come from Grill Master and you just
right? Yeah.
The place that I don't and I'm not going to.
Yeah, so it's in that kind of.
Yeah, I know where it is.
So that is what went on yesterday. Apart from that, well, as usual, football holds the sport, the spotlight when it comes to sports these days. I can't stop.
And football is in planes every day still, and nothing is taking place there. No, the washroom is. I definitely believe the washroom is. You believe or you know? Do you believe or do you know? Believe. Okay, so that's not concrete evidence that you're giving me there.
After you believe, then things just be.
That's not true. That's not true.
So I'm telling you about the football. We were brought live coverage through WeFM on the game with Hurricanes and St. John's Sports. St. John's Sports won that encounter on Saturday last, 1-0. I must give Hurricane credit in that game, a lot of credit despite the loss, because within the first 10 minutes of the game, one of the players got a straight red card from the referee.
What did he do? Whose back did he jump on?
I wasn't there yet because I got stuck in the traffic. So by the time I joined Gatti, the match had already started.
Did you leave on time to get there on time?
Well, I thought that I leave the usual time because the other times I will leave and get there. It's just that the traffic was really in a mess on the lands, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that really stick me a bit, and then when you get down there to get park is another issue. So they battled with 10 men, that's Hurricane, and just about 5 minutes before they couldn't hold on to that, the way they was keeping St. John's Sports at bay, and so
who won the game again?
St. John's Sports won 1-0, and I believe they're very much on the way now to be winning the Premier League, the GFA Premier League, for the very first time. Yeah, so congratulations to St. John's Sports on the victory.
And congratulations to lighting and planes with the bathroom and everything.
You say congratulations to when things happen, so it's that. I don't.
It happened.
You some kind of. You are telling you, it's not I've been judged for what my utterances. So
it happened.
You can say your thing, right?
I am saying it because I keep saying it and it's not happening. So I have to say it happened already. I believe, as you say, it's not going to happen.
And then 40 plus football continue at Riverside.
You were broadcasting last night?
Yes.
I heard you again. The wind blew my way.
Yeah. So, well, there was no football on Sunday. All football on Sunday was
It was
put off.
raining like crazy on
Yeah,
Sunday.
because of the inclemency of the weather.
There's a big
Yeah,
good
so
inclemency.
yeah,
There you
well,
go.
custom using big words is not a unusual thing for me. Do you think I'm capable?
I
What's
do
wrong with you, God?
never said that. So we are doing this morning. It is the month of child month, elderly month, financial month, everything, and all of this is not where I am. So you're in the month of the elderly, right, Jester?
Yeah,
Okay.
we all are in the month.
Who we?
Well, except you're living in
I'm living in my little bubble.
you're not living on planet Earth.
Eh.
You probably might be in an next
One
planet.
thing I know in this century, all of us gone, eh? All of us. Yeah. All of us gone in this century. So,
Yeah.
Jester. So the topic today is how does one mentally prepare or protect themselves as they age?
Yeah.
And how do you protect yourself, Jester? How do you prepare for aging?
Because you know that question is a very serious question, which a lot of people don't pay attention to.
Hmm.
Yeah. And really and truly, am I really preparing
For aging?
for
Old age?
old age?
Well,
in
when are you
such a
preparing?
way?
When are you preparing that it's coming?
Because you know why? I usually ask God,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to at least make me old and healthy. If I'm old and healthy,
You don't have to be old and
um,
gray.
yeah, I'm comfortable being old and healthy. But
Uh-huh.
he knows in my heart that I really do not want to be living up to a certain age and having to be
Suffer.
assisted and
Mm.
having to change thing on me. And, no.
So you're living
I
in
prefer I
living in
prefer to
denial.
go. I prefer to go. No, I'm serious.
Ah.
Serious about that.
So
Yeah.
what are you doing to say that you want to live and get old and healthy? What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I think I was trying to eat the kind of foods I believe that would kind of help contribute towards that.
Like?
Um, well, you know me, for me, I don't, there's a lot of things that I don't eat that I don't consume.
Mm-hmm.
You know that for a fact. Things, for starting off with meat. And don't get me wrong, listeners and viewers, I am not saying that meat is wrong to eat in any way. It's just that what I'm comfortable with. And I was in a position where at one time I was using meat and not using meat. So I know I feel much more comfortable and feel much better, healthier.
What do you
Not
consider?
eating meat.
What do you consider
So I
as
don't eat
meat?
meat.
What do you consider as meat?
Meat is like, okay, beef, pork, chicken.
Turkey.
That's a,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. That's poultry.
Poultry. You say, the pig meat, you say it's pork.
No, what
Say it's meat, say it's
there's poultry, there's whatever chicken, chicken and turkey.
Sure.
Says poultry. The other one is meat. Just so you know.
You're just trying to be difficult.
So you don't eat meat at all. But
No, it's a lot of years. No, I don't. I'm not eating.
you do, but you do eat fish. You're not a vegan.
Fish.
You're not a vegan.
My things come out from this.
Or you're chicken of the sea.
When you bring one come, I go eat it. Bring one come, I eat
It's
it.
chicken of the sea.
You know,
Because,
so
okay, when you think really check it out, just everything that people eat say tastes like chicken. The maniku tastes like chicken. Iguana tastes like chicken.
is that so?
I don't know. That's what I say. I've never eaten maniku. What? That's what I No. You're not listening to me. I said, people said that when they eat, yes, if they eat maniku, they say it tastes like chicken. Iguana tastes like chicken. Tattoo tastes like chicken. Monkey tastes like chicken. Anything at all they eat or they cook, it tastes like chicken. So chicken is bearing the brunt of everything that people eat.
And chicken is the most consumed.
That's true. But I'll tell you something. If I'm in a stage where I have to eat any meat at all to survive, it's going to be iguana.
Okay.
You know why? Iguana is a vegetarian.
Yeah, it's one of the cleanest animal.
Exactly. It's a big lizard. I mean, I watch it now, it's a big lizard. But if push comes to shove and I have to eat that, rabbit is a Rabbit might be a good next one too because
Yeah,
you feed the rabbit
but a lot
every
of people
time.
say
It
rabbit
look
look
like a
too much
baby.
like baby.
Oh my God,
And I
that's
remember that for a fact because I remember when in our biology class in Form 5 when we had to do the dissection of the rabbit and you had to skin it and everything like that, with Mrs. Charles. And a Charles, that good lady, man, she was just
Yeah.
like class. Uh, really class teacher, man.
Yeah, she was a serious little
Yeah,
lady. Mm-hmm.
So,
The
and I
rabbits,
remember
yeah.
how I can just PTI
It's
from
cute.
that PTI never left me really.
Mhm.
You know, I always vividly remember.
I had a rabbit
PTI.
once, not too long ago. I went to my brother's down in Mount Rodney, and they made all them. Well, you listen and say she made all them. So I said, I'm coming. So when she says, Auntie Claire, do you eat rabbit? I says, who?
Did they con it or was it fresh?
Fresh. I don't know the seasonal goodie. And she says, do you eat rabbit? And I'm like, oh, she says rabbit. I said, I don't know. She says, test it, Angela. I said, okay. I'm eating it, but in my mind, I'm eating rabbit,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it is going to grow on me, but that's the only time I've ever had rabbit. Iguana, I've never really, the only thing I've eaten that.
I ate food with iguana already, but I don't think I ever really eat the iguana itself.
Mary says monkey tastes like goat.
Mm.
So I wonder when we buy goat meat, just we get a little touch of the monkey in there. I hope not, but I don't eat goat meat, and so I don't buy it. I don't buy the goat meat. I don't buy beef or anything of that. My two thing is chicken or fish, and but monkey tastes like goat. Just so you people are aware that monkey does taste like a goat. So yes, the rabbits. It didn't taste too bad, but I cannot say it tastes like chicken. It's a bit chewy. You could give you a jaw, you could walk out with it. But I don't know. The only other meat that I've ever eaten, and it was in a ball, like meatball, and it was a big thing. And I'm like, what is that? And it says, oh, it's meatballs. And I'm like, I've never seen a meatball that big. And they said, come on, you got to leave a little taste it. So with myself, I'm gonna taste it, and I'm going, oh, like when I taste it, and I'm like, what is that? It's moose meat, and they made moose balls. It's the one. The big moose. It's a big animal and it has big antlers and it can do a lot of damage to your cars and everything. They're really, maybe they're bigger than horses.
Okay.
But they are up in places in the cold in Canada, and so they're yeah. Oh, Roy, I want to know if the team for today is black or the Jester follow you. You always follow me. I'm telling you.
Follow. Studying you girl.
I do it. What do you mean it was study?
I joked it. Follow.
He followed me, Roy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he always does. But yes, so that's about it. So Jester.
Going funeral today.
Who died?
Zaki mom is burying
Oh, it's today. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Today she's been buried. Okay, got you. So, how does one mentally prepare or protect themselves as they age? And you said to maintain a healthy mind as you age, and that is very important. The mind. The mind is a beautiful thing. And if it's not used properly, you can end up in a lot of things you do. So, it says to mentally prepare and protect oneself as they age, individuals can adopt several strategies. One is to stay physically active. Regular exercise releases endorphins, improving mood and reducing stress. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical fitness per week. Can you hear that, Jessica? When last you've exercised?
What form you're talking about?
I do ask you when last you exercised. What form?
No, it might be what form of exercise you're
Physical exercise.
If you're talking about you're bracing the track and running around the park, maybe I haven't done that in a while. But if it's like you exercise based on the work you're doing, so I don't have to go up the ladder how much time
That is
come
not
back down.
exercise.
What it is?
Work. Work is a force. You go up and down the ladder. That is not exercise. I'm talking about it. Says here. They said physical fitness. They didn't say physical climbing ladder. No. Fitness. And I remember not too long ago, just before I went back to Toronto, you said to me, Claire, When August comes, you will see a different Jester. I'm watching the different Jester, and I'm like, oh, definitely.
I have football to play. So you tell me. Yeah,
Hold on.
I have football to play.
Okay, having football to play.
Yeah.
Hold on. Having football to play, that's theory. Playing football, the practical thing, this is not what you're doing.
Oh, you're telling me this is not what I do.
But you just tell me you're climbing up ladder, so you didn't call
Well, all that is part of physical exercise.
That is not true.
Happening.
That is not true.
It's true. It
Oh,
is
yes. Jays is going back to the World Series in. Oh, Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays. They won. So,
a long time I haven't heard that name.
Yeah. That's good. Thanks, Mary, for letting me know. I'm on jumping on bandwagon right now, Blue Jays, because they haven't won it for a while. Let me tell you. So yes, so physical fitness per week. It says practice mindfulness. Techniques like meditation and deep breathing can help reduce stress and improve mental health. And that is so true. Because when you breathe, take a deep breath in and you breathe out through your nose, it does release the stress that is inside of you, it makes you feel better. And when you meditate, you think deeply about things. That again, when you're practicing mindfulness, this is part of what it's saying. Maintain a healthy diet. We spoke about it earlier. Eating a balanced diet with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fats can positively impact mental health. So, what sort of vegetables do you Jester?
I eat a number of vegetables, quite a lot of vegetables. I mean, you don't want me to start mentioning vegetables.
Yeah, I want you to start.
No, that's too
Because
much.
you don't eat vegetables, do you?
I don't eat vegetables.
I just asked.
I eat cabbage. I eat lettuce. I eat cucumbers.
Carrots.
Carrots as well. Tomatoes, I don't too much of tomatoes.
Okay. And then you're on the right track. How often do you eat it?
Beans. How often do I eat it?
That's the question I ask.
Cool. Okay.
What?
Did you see this question? And then it's like, how would I say?
You eat it not every day, not
No, you won't be every day.
okay.
You won't be every day.
That's what I
Of course, not every day. Or it might be some that you call. Sometimes you eat different types on different days.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So let's say you might eat beans today, and sometime till next week, please, again, you might get beans to eat. You know, but while you don't have the beans, that here comes the carrots. You understand what I'm saying? Here comes the cucumber. So
okay, that's what you eat, That's all. Okay. So then, what about whole grains? Like nuts and.
Oh yeah, I do eat a lot of nuts. Okay. When it comes to nuts, I do eat quite a lot of nuts.
Oh gosh, somebody say you eat veggies when I prepare it.
When you prepare it?
I like this person. I really love you.
We can't be serious. I can't be serious at all.
Yeah. Roy said when we talk about the mind, I think it's about reading and constantly keeping up to the beat, and that is true because a lot of us don't read. I don't know about you, Jester, but reading is fundamental in keeping your mind active.
The thing about me, I usually have too much reading to do based on what I'm involved in dealing with. So I don't know if that's what you know. No. I just do quite a lot of reading.
You mean you're reading for your job to say where you were in that wire here and there, and so that is not the reading you're talking about.
No.
What kind of reading?
Okay, what kind of reading you talking about?
I'm talking about reading for pleasure and leisure.
Like when you're reading a novel or something?
That's right.
Okay, now.
Then you need to get to the program.
No, but I'm reading otherwise.
But then you're not digesting it. You're not thinking about you when you're doing about reading for the.
Yeah, I don't digest it.
No, you're not digesting it.
They pull me spoon here. I find out why you're telling me to do it.
Oh God. So yes, it says to eat a lot of lean protein, healthy fats can positively impact mental health. What are healthy fats?
What are healthy fats? As far as concerned, the fat not really good at all. Not a healthy fat.
Avocado can be a healthy fat. And
a healthy fat.
Yeah, not all fat that is bad, Because if you look at
because avocado.
Butter is a healthy fat. because it doesn't have, it's not what are the can't say the word hydrogenated or whatever it is, and it's not eating. But so they have healthy fats, and that's what fat is flavor, and we cannot cook without some sort of healthy fat, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. It has healthy fats that you can eat. Um, and tuna and salmon and all that is protein, but it also has it has fats in it too that you can digest. These are healthy fats too. So you see, you have to do your little research, and then you can tell me about what I'm talking about healthy fats and all these jazz and so on. I tell you when I open my mouth and I tell you things, believe me, because I do my research on it, I don't just jump on bandwagon and all this kind of thing. So
So you consider avocado as a healthy fat?
it is a healthy fat. Because sometimes they tell you that research shows that if you eat, instead of eating butter, you can have avocados. And protein, you can have eggs. Eggs is very high in protein. Some of the white is especially good for people that works out and do bodybuilding and all that because you can eat a 12, a dozen egg whites and you're okay. But sometimes you have to mix it to the yellow because the yellow has what it takes also to give you the rest of the protein that you need. Right? Okay. So,
I avoid the yellow in the egg as much as possible. I do
but you need
eat
to have it
the
some.
white quite comfortable.
You need to have some yellow sometimes. Well, if you're eating the egg and you're eating the white, and you might as well eat the yellow because it combines. They
No,
combine.
no.
Okay.
So tell me that when you're doing it, you will do what you want
All
to
I do, of course,
do. Right.
because I have better health sense than you.
Okay, well, good for you. At the end
Learning,
of the day, what we're comfortable.
learn new skills. Stay mentally stimulated through learning. Through learning new things can help boost memory and critical thinking skills. What does that mean? Stay mentally stimulated. See, when I talk about reading, that is staying mentally stimulated because your brain is always going. You imagine, sometimes you're reading a book, Jester, and they're talking about things, and you're imagining what they're talking about. You could see it in your mind's eye. That is stimulating your mind to get to the meat of what you're reading about. So, maybe you can start doing that a little bit. Besides, you're telling me about you that read all this, you have all these people working all listening to you. I have people work to read too, but I don't call that, you know.
Clay, you have all the time. You're on retirement, That's a good thing. I'm not on retirement yet.
Well, but I retired.
No. You're on retirement. You can't tell me that. You're on retirement. I'm not on retirement. So you have all the time. You could read.
That doesn't mean that because I retired early.
You did give out your routine the last time. You forget what it was.
What was my routine again?
To get up and to see about your plants around your place, to wet your.
That is stimulation. That is stimulating my brain.
Right. That's
Yes,
only on.
but I don't.
Not all the time. You're retirement to do that. You're retirement. You can do that quite
I
comfortably.
didn't stop you from retiring.
I'm still at work. I ain't retired.
I didn't stop you from retiring. You can
So
retire. And mind you, I retired early. You understand? So don't make it seem
it
like
doesn't matter. But you retired. That's a fact.
stuff. So, but the research said, guess what? Hey, the research that I do here for this. What is how you call that? That takes a lot of time in the world.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and you have it.
I don't have the time. I don't have time.
Stop it.
So here are the key insights as to what you can do to maintain, to stay in living a healthy life mentally as we age. It says maintaining a healthy mind involves nurturing positive thinking, emotional balance, and mental flexibility, which are crucial for overall well-being. Right? Practices such as mindfulness, regular physical exercise, regular physical activity, and sufficient sleep foster mental health and resilience against stress. Building strong social connection and engaging in lifelong learning can enhance cognitive functioning and emotional well-being. So, these are key points that can help us to age healthy, mentally, physically, flexible, and all the above. But how many of them are you doing, Jester? And people, the number to call here is 404-1189 and share what we're learning about because as Jester say, all you are getting old.
None of us.
all of us are getting old, and we have to prepare ourselves mentally and also protect. And the way we protect ourselves is by doing these things that we are talking about right here, right now, like eating healthy, going to bed, getting sufficient sleep, um, eating all the veggies, the grains, the everything. Healthy fats, that's what's from Lorna Bean. Healthy fats are natural fats found in foods such as nuts and avocados. Healthy fats are not processed fats. Tell Lorna,
Excuse me.
choke now. That's what I was trying to tell him. And he always thinks that when I say things like that, I'm crazy. As you always say, I ain't hung up properly. I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm always happy when I get back up from the other echelon of my education to back me up on that. So you could put that in your pipe and smoke.
I just trying to follow where you are.
Don't follow.
Lost.
If you lost, that's your
Lost,
business. You
where,
lost.
where were you?
I mean, after key insights. Key insights. You cannot. You have to do better than that.
How does aging the how does aging change the brain? It already said, right?
No,
Okay.
I said
So
key
sort of
insights. Key insights, like I said, maintaining a healthy mind involves
okay.
nurturing positive thinking,
Right, I got you.
emotional balance, and so on.
Okay.
So you said you've heard what Lorna say, right?
What Lorna say?
Lorna says healthy fats are natural fats found in foods such as nuts and avocados. That is the same thing I was saying to you all along. And they are not processed fats. They're natural and natural. That's what it is.
What I'm the point I was trying to bring across to you.
Well, don't try. Tell me the
Avocado,
point.
it don't only contains fat. It contains a lot of other classes of food.
You didn't say that. You did not say
You
that.
just stop watch.
You
Girl,
did not
let's move on, please.
say that. I
You-
said avocado. I said it's
what?
butter.
You
You can have avocado.
you think I'm that dumb not to know that?
I don't know about it.
Oh my
You
gosh.
speak for yourself.
Okay.
It says, with 1 in 5 people likely to be over 60 by 2050, that's a study done in 2022 by Ballesteros, it is becoming increasingly essential to understand why our cognitive powers often fade as we age and how we can maintain a healthy mind throughout our lifetime. Sherry St. John has joined us. Thank
Good morning
you
to
very
you,
much.
Sherry.
Yes. So it says that, right? It says failing cognition is far from inevitable, particularly when we adopt a positive mindset towards getting older. Several approaches and interventions involve taking advantage of continuing brain plasticity to boost cognitive functioning at any age. This article examines the impact of aging on the brain and offers recommendations for maintaining cognitive capacity and performance. So, cognitive. So we always, that's why it says, Jester, that reading is fundamental. And if you keep reading and you keep your brain active, chances are you may not suffer from dementia, as they say, or Alzheimer's, early Alzheimer's, because you're keeping your brain active and so. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how does aging change the brain? We associate several changes in our cognitive ability with aging, some of which we may have witnessed in our relatives. Older adults sometimes find words and recall names more slowly. And here is experience problems multitasking. That's one of the things that as we get older and our brain starts going south, we do not multitask before. And even some of us that are normal cannot multitask. Not a lot of us can do it. Like you have concentrate on one thing at one time. So you can be helter skelter all over the place. Some of us are really good at it, but not everyone. It says experience a slight loss of focus and attention. That's again when your brain starts to change when as it's aging. You display a reduced speed of processing information. So I may say something to you, and you're going to say, "What did you say again, Jester? What was that?" So it's your process of the thing of processing information is reduced. You're not up to speed as you were before. And you have weaker long-term episodic memory. So when it says episodic, like you think about things that happen in episodes, like you have an episode of a thing, you don't get, it is not as strong as it was before. It gets weaker as we age. So you see, these are the things that we have to do to protect ourselves and prepare ourselves as we age. And age, it could be in your 60s or so. Some of us age earlier because of sometimes we have some sort of um, deficiency or something in our body or brain that causes us to age faster than when we're 60 or 70 or so. So it's in different ages that we age. And that's why it is said that people that is in their 60s and early 70s, when people come to them, they're the ones that um, get fraudulently, what do you call it word again? Scammed by people. Because the younger folks that go to them know that when they reach a certain age, they're not thinking clearly, they're not as fast in their thinking, and they get confused easily, so they go and take advantage of them. And that's why it is very important for us that is in the younger age of a younger age of aging have to know what we have to look forward to. Let's take a quick commercial break and we shall be right back.
929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy and not alone. Come take five, you're in the zone. Voices come, hearts that care. Two good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. We'll take Jester. Talking truth and pressure. Every Tuesday's at we're holding space just for you. Take the earth and take your time. We're here to make take you're not gonna go. See, they and just bring you along.
So we are back. And the point that Sherry made just now, she says social activities is quite important in healthy aging. And that's what we are talking about. Social activities.
Very crucial.
It is because if you're not getting anybody to really talk to or be around, you can be sitting there lost in la la land. And they also talked about that as we go, we'll get it. It says when the point that you're making, how does aging change the brain? It says experience different types of memory can be negatively impacted by aging, including short-term and working memory. And this is used for processing and problem solving. So you see that short-term and working memory. That part of that is used for processing and problem solving. So when we get to a certain age, Jester, it becomes even more difficult for us to solve maybe simple process problems or process things that are happening to us. It says explicit, declarative, and episodic memory. Beyond the systematic memory related to the meaning of words and concepts, including specific facts and events. So that again, we kind of lose touch of this also. So sometimes we don't even know the word, what we're talking, the words that we're using, or the concept of those words and the events that is around it. So I'm gonna tell you, aging is not a pretty thing, you know. But as it's saying here,
That's something you could avoid.
no, it's you can, but there are ways that we can use do things to help us as we go through that process of aging. And a big one, as Sherry says, input healthy social activity, also physical education, physical fitness. All of this can help you to what do you call it, procrastinate a little bit of where your mind works and how it works
So age
as you age.
gracefully.
Yes, like fine wine, you know.
Like
So
remember I tell you that group I used to see in at
yes,
Betsy at back in
right.
yeah.
They're doing
Oh
Tai
my
Chi.
gosh. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I totally know what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
yes, these are things that can happen when we age, when we have to really take into consideration all of these, because sometimes we tell ourselves, you know, oh come at me, I'm getting old, I don't care. But we have to care, because when you end up in a home, or you end up in a place where somebody has to look after you constantly, and to those of us that has this independent nature of always wanting to do things by ourselves, for ourselves, we give the most trouble in homes, you know that, Jester?
Yeah. Because they were never used to
So
being assisted.
right. So learning all these things now should prepare us for what is coming in the future.
Just let's just give the listeners the number 404-1189.
Yes, please call, and Sherry, you can call 404. You can call on WhatsApp at 1473-404-1189 if you have the time. Lorna, I'm not sure if your voice is back to normal yet. I know you're going to call. Roy, you can call. Mary, you can call, because it's, if the Jays is in action, you can call and say, because we may not see it at next world, what do you get, World Competition and Championship again with the Jays in our lifetime. So call and say what you can say now to, whatever it is, your brain is still active. So it says we have prospective memory. That's involved in temporarily storing the representation of a future action. That is kind of profound, you know?
Yes.
Involved in temporarily storing the representation of a future action. That's perspective. So you're thinking in the future.
So what I realize, once you're a positive person, then that aspect of what they're speaking about there would always happen, right? Because you will have to be thinking about things, what you want to do and develop and advance yourself in such a way. So obviously, but if it's somebody that really don't care much,
Mm,
they
care about.
don't care if Sunday fall on a Wednesday.
I hear you.
They won't know about
There are a lot of people that is in this world that thinks this way. They don't care if Sunday
Yeah.
fall on Monday, if Monday
Mm.
fall on Tuesday, if yesterday was a holiday or anything of that. They just go ahead living their life as though everything is copacetic, and it's not. Because the funniest thing is just, and I tell you, like, I read a lot and I look at different things, and when someone is suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's, and you are sitting right there in front of them, and they do not know who you are.
Saturday.
It is. I think it's the most heart-wrenching thing.
No, serious.
And sometimes they come and they go. This moment they will know that I am sitting in front of them. We have the best conversation. And in two twos, like, who are you? And when it's clear coming home and all this kind of thing like that.
Really difficult period of.
It is. And you know, you have to also prepare your children for things like that happening to you when they watch their mother or their father go through this. And I know people that says they don't, they don't even know how to feel, because one moment mom is telling me everything that makes sense, and the next minute nothing, and she doesn't know who I am. She asks you, who are you and what are you doing there, and where is my daughter, and all this kind of thing. So these are things that happens to us as we age, and regardless of how graceful we say we age, it's coming. But like I said, there are things that you can do to hold it off just a little bit longer. Just because it is not something that we can change. Well, when I say change, we cannot change aging, but we can change how we age, Jester.
Yeah.
This we have the power to do. Change how we age. And sometimes, some of us just give up on life. We just say, I am 50, I am 60, that's it. I was 70, I leave my 3 scores and 10, I could die now. But as I was watching something yesterday, and the lady was saying, when we have our cell phones and it hits the red zone, we get panicked, and we're flying to find the charger to charge it fast. Think of our lives just like that. We want to charge, we have the ability to charge ourselves. We may live like 65% of our lives already, but the 35% that is behind, we can really charge that 35% to live a better life than what we are living right now. Because we still have some ways to go, and we can use that, what we're talking about today, to recharge the life that we have right now, to try to make it better and not make it like I'm just going by as time go on. Somebody asked if they need a good and faithful friend. Do you have one? I have one. I have two. I have 5. They are good and faithful. I could borrow you one, or you can just join me. I'll be a good and faithful friend.
What doesn't mean that? But what actually were you trying to say?
They're trying to say they're a good and faithful friend? What's wrong with that? Isn't that we do mental health? Mentally, they need a good and faithful friend.
But like how? Is it
the person aging, and they need a good and faithful friend that as they
to
go through.
live with as a lifetime companion?
That's
what I'm saying. So we probably need to know along what lines we need a little more to us to know exactly. Oh no!
If they need a good and faithful friend, I'll put up my hand. I'm good and I'm faithful. I could be your friend. But if when they explain what it is later on, then we can have a different conversation. But right
So
now,
that means he's a male person. I suppose he's a male person. The way you say it,
so
is it a male?
No, you should ask that question first.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
You state that is a male
Okay,
person.
is it a male?
That's not your business. What is it?
I'll go and find out.
Well, go and find out. It's fine.
I could just simply switch across and find out.
That's okay. So, we're talking about perspective memory. It says ultimately such declines negatively affect the performance of instrumental activities of daily living, well-being, and work capacity among older adults. This isn't always the case though, and there are positives associated with getting older. Studies have identified several beneficial cognitive changes that result from a lifetime of living and learning. And that was from the National Institute of Aging, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says more extensive vocabulary and greater knowledge of the deep meaning of words, more advanced verbal skills, and accumulation of knowledge and wisdom from many years of learning and experiencing, increased emotional regulation and stability. Important physiological changes underpin the cognitive impacts of aging we've discussed so far. The brain is the basis of cognitive function, and as people age, cognitive function declines and brain structures and functions change accordingly. So here's the meat of it now. As we age, our brain, not only our brain, well, our body slows down also because it's getting a message from the brain saying that, hey, what you used to do at 20 or 30 or 40, you can no longer do it at 50, 60, 70, but you can still do some, right? So, as I said, we are aging, but there are processes that we can take to make our aging slower or more productive than deteriorative. Yes.
Well, of course, I agree. I mean, you are looking for me to get a response on that?
Yes.
I think that is obvious.
Is it?
Of course.
But then, so why is it that a lot of us are not doing it though?
I wish I could answer that question.
So why is it that you're not doing it?
Why not doing what?
You're not exercising.
That's not only good talk.
Well, that is
Okay.
what you tell me you love. You say, I am a man that exercise, and I'm a man that keep fit, and I'm a man that do this, and I'm a man that do that.
Well,
You so
only we call something else again. There are a lot of things that have been mentioned here.
do you read?
Hey, you come up with that again.
Yes.
Of course, I do read.
Mm.
I read out quite a lot. I have quite a lot to read.
But do you read for pleasure? Do you read for relaxation? Do you read for, or you just read because you have to so that you can do your job?
All of the above.
Now you lie. You lie. Lie wrong.
No, when I see certain topics put up.
The last time you were reading a book, Jester, did you finish reading it?
No, I didn't finish.
That is more than 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah, you just exaggerating.
That is not true.
Let's stop it. I mean, more than 2 years, what?
A year and a half. Is that true or am I lying?
Well, what you know, you just, I don't
Yeah,
think
that's only telling me that you're not reading and to improve your.
You cannot come and tell me you're not reading clear.
Well, you're not
What's
reading
wrong
for,
with you?
You're not reading for just relax.
What is the thing about the reading clear? I want me and you might be doing that. When you add up what I do, you really have to do the amount of reading and I have to deal with.
Uh-huh.
And so now, I don't even believe it does read it more than me, to be honest. Because, for example, I am a director on the National Sports Council.
Right.
When you think about the amount of documents you just have to deal with, you know the amount of reading you have to deal with?
Listen.
What's wrong with you?
I think, and
you need to mention.
Miss the book on that one. Oh, you
I'm telling you,
just flew over your head.
just jumping about I don't read.
Do you read? Do you read for relaxation? That's what I asked. That was the question, and you're not answering the question.
There are certain things that I come across on social media that I do choose to read, and it's a relaxation at times.
On social media.
Yes.
You don't have a book that you buy.
Man, watch. So only book you can read. Only book you can read. You don't make any sense. I tell you, people out there are the judge, you know.
What do you mean I don't make any sense?
No, you can't come and tell me that. As a matter of fact, a number of people nowadays, they don't even choose to read the book itself. They'll get this stuff online and read it.
But that's why I get my book is on here.
Oh, what's the difference?
Everybody's reading. Everybody's you just don't want. You're not a good reader. You don't read.
Hey.
Billy, let's go. It says here are
this town well. I am not a good reader.
No. Here are a few of the most impactful physical changes that happens when your brain your brain power start to decrease gradually. It says particularly with a gradual decrease in brain volume, particularly in the prefrontal cortex of the hippocampus, impacting cognitive functions and memory. You see this here, the frontal cortex? This is where all our things take place. All our senses and everything that we do is there. So that's part of the physical decline that takes place in our brain as we age. It says reduced neuroplasticity, a reduced ability of the brain to recognize itself in response to learning and experiencing. What does that mean? That was a question.
A reduced ability of the brain to recognize itself in response to learning and experiencing.
Yeah. So again, You have a reduced ability in learning or responding to things
Well,
that happen.
of course, that is as your age. We all admit already. Earlier on in reading, we realized that we made it clear that you will be slowed down as you continue to age. Things that you're able to do at a faster rate, you're no longer able to do it and all because it's just because of naturally you have aged. So I believe that's the same thing what it's been explaining itself.
I just wanted to know if you know alteration of neurotransmitter levels, facilitating communication between the neurons. Again, as we age, all these things make changes take place in that facilitating communication between the neurons. So the neurons are the one that fires off, right? So it will take a slower time to get to where we're talking about. You know, as you are right now, maybe you can think fast on your feet. As we age, that slows down. We have to think about what it is that we're seeing. You know, sometimes you need something, you go for it. Something distracted, you go for it, and you don't remember what you went for.
Yeah, it's true. And you have to go back the same place to
Communication. Communication between the neurons.
so that happens.
Blood flow and oxygenation, impacting the delivery of oxygen and nutrition and nutrients to the brain cells. And this is very important. You know, sometimes you're there and you're feeling like your headlight and you can't figure out what's going on. That again is part of the slowing age, the age your brain's losing its mojo. Let me put it this way. So you can't really, like, oxygen isn't going up to your head and this kind of thing, and nutrients to the brain cells. And we have to feed the brain, Jester. We have to keep it occupied. We have to keep it going so that we always think there are people that is the age of 103 and 104 and 10, and they have all the marbles. And you know why? Because they've been feeding the brain the food that it needs. They don't just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm 90. I made it. I made my life already. I don't need anything more."
Do you think so? I think they are just truly blessed.
Yeah, you could be blessed,
Yeah.
but sometimes you help yourself to be blessed. Because let me say this to you: if you're just sitting there day after day, I remember we had a program not maybe last year or so when you talked about that woman, and we were talking about when you stay inside, what happens to you. And you spoke about that lady that she stayed inside a house for years, and after she died,
She been, yes.
she became
Stuck
her
on
back,
Yeah.
become like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and all that, and she lost all her marbles, and this is because she was not doing what it takes to help her along in her aging process, and it takes a lot for people to really figure that one out. That when we are aging, we just don't give up because we are 65 or 75 or 85. Your brain is still working. You have to feed it to continue working. And things like physical activities, social activities, reading, writing, doing all of this stuff, going for walks, different things. All of this is going to feed your brain so it can stay, let us say, young and active. You may be aging in your body per se, but your brain is still fine on 90% of its cylinders or its neutrons.
So you think our generation, like you and I, because you're not all so much elder than I am. You think, and even the younger ones, you think we might be making the age some of our elderly folks making based on what we are now exposed to in this world?
Well, the average age of a woman, they said, is 85. The average age, average age of a woman is 85. The average age of a man is 70, 71. And it all depends on you at the end of the day. You can live longer or you can live a shorter lifespan. It all depends on you, the individual, how you choose to live that life and what you choose to feed that life of yours. We could make it. Studies have shown that people don't die as early as they did back then because with how you call it again, um, scientists, discoveries, and all that could help you to prolong your life a little more.
I find more people dying.
I said studies that show that. But the people that are dying, Jester.
But I respect what I say about the study, but from what I'm seeing around me, I find a lot of people dying at a younger age,
So you know why? And don't hold me to this, but let me say, there are those of us that do not go to the doctor, Jester. When we're sick, we don't tell anybody that we're sick. We don't get medication. We don't get help or anything of that sort. We take things that are not good for our bodies. Take, for example, men, a lot of men take, they drink Red Bull, they drink alcohol, they take Viagra, they take, what do you call that thing again? All of that. And all the four things that I'm talking about right here, right now, affects a person.
Alcohol is maybe like how you use it. But I know of men that live pretty long and they used to be drinking. So maybe it's how
I just said
how
it's
they
how
use the alcohol.
That's the point I'm making. And the people that do, they said people that drinks alcohol do not suffer from heart attacks, right? But they get other diseases. Like your liver, you wouldn't get heart attack, but your liver is going to die. Because your liver is being overworked to process all this alcohol and all these things that you're taking in your body. As you said, younger people are dying. It is true in a sense because I don't know if you know this, but it also said that we in Grenada has the highest rate of prostate cancer in the world. Did you hear that?
In the world.
In the world. The highest rate. They also say we have the highest rate of alcohol consumption in the world.
Yeah.
You heard that too,
I know.
yes? So when and all that is part of aging, the aging process too. They may be young in their years, but in the body they are aging and they're aging fast. And that's why we find so many people dying out because a lot of us do not take care of ourselves, Jester. Like I said, we don't go to the doctors. And when we go to the doctor give them medication. Me, I ain't taking that. I ain't doing that. And meanwhile, they're progressing to death's door with and yes, we all hearing that men when they reach the age of 40, they should have or even before should have that PSA test. And you hear some of them say, me, I ain't going for doctor to push up nothing in my butt. This is the only way they're going to figure out if your prostate gland is A-okay or not.
They have the test. They could do the blood work and no.
Yes, but are we going? Are we going to get it done? That is the thing we have to ask ourselves. So, with the aging process, it's not only those of us that is 60 and 65 and 75 and 85 are going, younger than us are going because they are not following the process of aging. And another thing, Jester, and when I see a young man and you look in Canada, I go say something, I say, let me tell you something, pull your pants up. Because this thing that you're doing, walking with your leg wide open and your pants dropped down, you're putting pressure on your prostate gland. And that's why we have the full amount. Because most of the young men you see these days, everybody pants drop and they walk with their leg wide as it is not a normal walk, for crying out loud. So they're helping themselves die at an earlier age and you and I are sitting here talking about it.
Right? I don't understand how them could walk comfortably with their pants dropping below the buttocks. Huh.
It happens, and that's what it is. So, here we go now. Uncomfortable factors affecting the aging mind. And here we go. While some factors associated with brain wellness and healthy mind are very much within our control, others are not, or only minimally, or require medical support in medical support, including aging. There is no way to prevent some degree of physical decline with age. Let's get that. There is no way to prevent some degree of physical decline with age. This includes a decrease in brain volume, changes to neurotransmitter systems, and an alteration to the function and structure of neurons. So as we age, these things happen. The other part is genetic factors. We do not control the genetic variations we inherit, some of which may increase the risk of cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. That is so true.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we hereditary.
Yeah.
We
Can't get away from that
no,
one.
we can't get away from it. Whatever somebody in your thing has suffers from diabetes, chances are you will get it. You understand?
Yeah.
So these are genetic factors. We cannot get away from it. But the thing is just that we can do things differently to prolong or to protect ourselves from going through this is all about.
Yeah.
We talk about again chronic health conditions, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, and other health problems can impact the brain because the brain is the what do you call it, the engine of our body. When the brain tells you to go and sleep, you go to sleep. When it says wake up, you wake up. When it says eat, you eat. So the brain is the what do you call it, the CPU of our body.
Yeah. The brain is like a junction box.
Yes, it is the CPU of our body. So and if we don't feed it the right things, we'll end up with a lot of things that we are talking about here. He talks about neurodegenerative diseases. The risk of Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease increases with age and can significantly impact cognitive ability. Alzheimer's. When you forget, you remember all of this.
Alzheimer's is a dread thing.
Yeah.
I know of a man that used to strip himself, and walk the road sometimes with his boxer alone. Sometimes he even take off the boxers. Yeah.
And he doesn't know that he's
Yeah,
doing
I pray
this.
God really doesn't have to reach another kind of condition. And I'm serious.
Then feed your brain.
You think he's just feeding the brain?
Yes.
No.
You see, stress, look, stress, or it just said here about genetic factors. If it's not in your genes, chances are you would not go through it, okay? But there are things like cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, and other health problems can impact the brain. So they talked about things like blueberry, right? That if you eat blueberry on a daily basis, I know it's expensive and so there are things that you can do to feed your brain to help it to stay so that you can stay focused. So what we are listening here when we're talking about this, go to after God is Google and Google things that can help with your brain function. And it may not be cheap, but at least try to do something because as Jester says, the worst thing is when you do not know who you are. Sometimes, you could be a doctor and it's just that it has no respect for anybody at all.
That's
Anybody. I could be sitting here talking about it right now, and by tomorrow, you will say, but we just spoke about it yesterday. How did Claire get there? But it's something that don't just happen. It's a progress. It's slow, but if you catch it in time, you might be able to slow down the process. And we have to learn to pay attention to the people around us, the people that are close to us, to see how is it that they are functioning, what it is that is going on with them. When I say things to you, or say things to my mom or to my aunt or my cousins or anybody or my friend, do I pay attention to how they react after a few days and say, well, Claire, you never told me that, when I know I did. So things like that we have to pay attention to so that we'll know, that will trigger off something in us to say, all is not well in Camp Claire. Right? Yes. So that's what it is. It says hormonal changes. Women estrogen levels decline with age, potentially impacting brain function. And that is true. I was reading something and there was a gentleman that was saying that Husbands, pay attention to your wife. We do not only go through menopause or just stopping our periods. A lot of things take place in our brain when we are going through menopause. It is not just, okay, my period is not coming anymore and that's it. Our hormones, some of us go actually crazy when things like that happen, when we are going through menopause. Perimenopausal and then you become full menopausal. A lot of things take place. Your skin become dry, your brain function is not totally there, you're moody, you're everything. And a lot of divorces take place when we are going through this progressive process in our lives.
Mhm.
And that's when you men have to do research and see what it is that is going on with the lady in your life and help to see if you can lessen the blows that we are going through. So he talks about the hormones because our hormones go strange when we are going through menopause. Estrogen, this is what we think, that goes down and all hell break loose after that. You get hot, you get cold. You're good now, you swing this way, you swing that way. It's like, and it's not that we're doing it on purpose, we just cannot help it because the hormones is creating havoc in our body. It says environmental factors. Knowingly and unknowingly, we're exposed to toxins, pollutants, and medicines that may affect the aging brain. And that is quite true. Let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll talk so about
It'll not
this.
be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health that matters most, so come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day, to the silent words they never said. The strong you're seen, you're truly heard. You got your back, you got our word. Oh, take, stop, in truth. You would so that's one of the servants that purchased Josh doesn't license it's not well no fair. It's not by so buffers and the feelings which is at the challenging soul and then sticks into a certain natural is that we things and sauce. Remember something to say from to succeed and when the user to values easy them to be in your side of this. And it looks to try to be in some ways, just so you can do this whole entity and facilities. 19 to 19, like on the end, socialization, 9, 1 line, let's put a shot and smash bad.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us a pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1265. Your mental health program with CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester. And we are back. We have a lot to cover, Jester, so let's go. So we talk about environmental factors. Knowingly and unknowingly, we're exposed to toxins, and that is not a joke or in any way or form. Pollutants and medicines that may affect the aging brain. Now, we talk about medicines. Let's do medicine. Sometimes you go to the doctor and they give you some sort of meds for the problem that you go with. But I've learned to do research on meds that I'm given, if I'm given at all. The most I take as meds is iron because I've always been anemic my whole life, so I always have to keep up with my iron and stuff. But if I go to the doctor and he says, you need to take, I said, okay, I have acid reflux, and he says, okay, you need to take this. And they give you robekozole or omeprazole, and you go and you do the research. And sometimes just the side effects is worse than what you already have.
Yeah.
So I make that choice whether I want to take this to get something else more than what I have, or to just blank it totally and go local. Like, because it is said that if you drink big time and pity bomb and all these kind of things, it can help reduce your cholesterol level instead of taking the pills. So when it says here, and don't get me wrong, anybody, I'm not saying not to. That sometimes we need to take the medication that the doctor is giving us so that we can get better. But we cannot take it for a prolonged period of time because it can do damage to us. So that's what I'm saying. Medicines can have a negative side effect on us as we age. Because sometimes you get meds, and I know that my mom goes through that. She goes to the doctor and they give her meds, and when she goes, she's okay. She come back and the meds making her dizzy and all that. And I says, you either have to cut it in half or don't take it every day. Because that's the side effects that is having on her after she takes the medication. So when you see this and you learn from it and you know definitely that you have to think differently. Toxins, but we cannot really get away from it. It's in the air, pollutants and all these kind of things in the air. But what we can do to combat that with the toxins and to be careful what we eat, right? And what we wear, what we put in our body, all kinds of stuff, because it is already in the environment. We really and truly can, and with the way the weather pattern is these days, with the ozone layer and everything, we cannot and truly cannot get rid of it. But there are supplements that you can take to rebuild your cells so that you could combat the free radicals that is taking place in your body, right?
Yep.
So, social and healthcare resources. Across the world, the availability and accessibility of care resources vary considerably, impact the support provided to individuals. How we live has a significant impact on the aging brain. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Awareness of the factors within our control can support more healthy lifestyles and promote brain health. I firmly believe in this. We are getting old, we are aging, but we can age gracefully. You don't have to just jump down and say, I'm getting old and so go down the rabbit hole and that's it, I done. You can do things to, how do you call it again? To stop the aging process that goes real fast. You can do things. Living a healthy lifestyle that promote brain health. So, to all of us, as we are aging, think about the things that you can do to help yourself. When you're not, you see, there's some of us that are really in a situation where we are sick in this life that we have, and there are a lot of things that we really want to do, and we can't. And there are other things that we go through that we have no control over. And all of these things that we are saying here wouldn't make a difference because the whatever it is, they have progressed further than it ought to. But we should not give up. This is what it's saying. We can do things to help impact the aging brain. Sure. That is a tough one. Cool. It says within our control. Can support more healthy lifestyles and promote healthy lifestyles. Something just a healthy lifestyle costs money to it.
Yes, it is.
It is not something that each and every one of us can just say, okay, I am getting older and I'm going to do that. But then again, it has to start at a very early time in your life. That you start doing this thing, eating healthy, exercising, going to bed early, getting your sleep and all that is promoting a healthy lifestyle. So as we age and we continue to do this is part of helping us to keep our brain active. But say for those of us who've never done this and we're starting now, it is a very hard road to just to go through that because it costs a lot of money. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes discipline for all of that to happen. And sometimes as you go along, you just said, you know what? One death is a death. That's it. But it's just only one death, Jester. Sometimes we suffer before we die. And that is the thing that is most concerning to me. I don't want to suffer. I just want to go boom and wake up. End of story.
Yeah, I don't want to suffer too.
No, because when you,
All
I've seen
pain and aches.
exactly,
Oh my
I've
gosh.
seen people that suffers with the ailments that they have, and it is not pretty. They're asking God every day to take them.
Take them, yeah.
Take me, God. I'm asking you to take me. Why do I have to suffer having so much pain? And no matter what it is that I give to them, it is not helping. I don't want to be in that position at all. And when you're praying to God for you, pray for me too in that part. Two of us, we don't want to suffer. Just boom, dead. It says here there are 5 misconceptions about the aging brain. And 5 misconceptions, that is things that people say that is happening and that's not necessarily true. It says the U.S. National Institute on Aging refuted many of the myths associated with brain health and cognitive performance as we get older. 1. Depression and loneliness are normal in older adults. That is not true. It says no. While depression and loneliness can have a significant impact on brain health and mental well being, they are not inevitable as we age. In fact, as people get older, they often form closer relationships with friends and loved ones and live happy and fulfilling lives. So when they're saying that as you get older, depression and loneliness are normal, that ain't true. Don't believe that. It says older adults don't need as much sleep. That's a lie again. It says no. Older adults still typically require 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Good sleep practices remain vital to staying healthy and alert while promoting mental well being and cognitive performance. The third one, older adults are unable to learn new things. That is a joke. You learn every day, you learn something new. It says no. Our brains are neuroplastic at all ages. Though there is a reduction in plasticity, they can continue to change and make new connections as we develop new skills. Seek out social connections and create new meaningful experiences. Right? We will get dementia as we get older. Do you believe that is true, Jester? Does every one of us get dementia?
No, not everyone.
Right, no. So while the risk of dementia increases as we age, it is not inevitable. 2/3 of people over the age of 85 do not develop dementia, many of whom receive support through care and meditation. So you see, medication, through care and medication. So you see, it has positives in you getting older. Here's number 5. If our parents have Alzheimer's disease, then so will we. Is that true?
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Right. It says no. While genetics is a factor that can increase the risk, there are many others, including health, lifestyle, and environment. It is worth seeking professional advice to understand the risk and how they can be reduced. So the 5 things that they're talking about, that it says it's the common misconceptions about the aging brain. 1, depression and loneliness are normal in older adults. That's not necessarily true. Older adults don't need much sleep. That is not true. Older adults are unable to learn new things. That again is false. We'll all get dementia as we get older. Not true too. If your parents have Alzheimer's disease, then so will we. That again is false. So a lot of the things that we see happening to people, that doesn't mean that dead people have it as well. It's all again just in the life that we live, lifestyles. So if you decide that you need to go to bed at 10 every night, so that you can get your 10, your 6, 7, 8, 9 hours sleep. And every night you're going to bed 2 a.m. You are putting problems on your health and your body that can cause you to go through this. It is all in the lifestyle that we live. What does research say? Read what research says for me, Jester.
Younger older adults are not fundamentally different from younger adults. Is that way?
No, not at all. I just said if we talk about the 5 things that parents that they say about myths and so. Well, let me read it here for you. What does research say? With an aging population, a great deal of research is focused on how to maintain a healthy mind. This involves understanding how our brain changes throughout our lives and the factors involved. Older adults are not fundamentally different from younger adults. You are there, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We typically think of older generations as very different from younger ones, yet research suggests otherwise. Rather, the aging are likely to be, in many ways, simply rescaled versions of their younger selves. When older adults were compared with younger adults on several lab-based tasks, for example, performing visual searches or comparing objects, they differed in time to completion and such strategy. Still, rather than a result of cognitive aging, it is really cognitive rescaling. Researchers see it as a less of a decline and more of a rehabilitation or recalibration or shift in the mental processes. Older adults may simply employ alternate methods and strategies or allocate cognitive resources differently.
I thought that was so mind blowing. Instead of saying that they're forgetting things, they're rescaling. So, what we're thinking about, what the young people are thinking about now, the older ones already went through it, Jester, and they are rescaling that now. So, it is not that they are totally different from the younger one, it is that they're going through a different phase of that life. And I say, wow. So, the younger ones that doing the future, they are doing the past of what they've been through before. So they're rescaling their lives or their thinking in the process that they are right now. So you and I starting to rescale just now, you know. We started to rescale just now. It says researchers see it as less of a decline and more of a recalibration. So or a shift in the mental processes. So you know the sense that when people are going through dementia or Alzheimer's, they don't think about today. Things that happened to them when they were younger, they can recall it. And that happened when I was in Toronto. I went to visit an older couple, like they're like my adopted parents. And in all his life, that as I know him, never heard him speak Russian. Never. When I went to see him, I was talking to his wife, and then he started speaking Russian. So I flipped, and I'm like, "What is this?" She said, "Yes." He started speaking Russian now. He never spoke it in all his life. So what they know from way back when is what the brain is killing and telling them this is what it is. I mean,
and then you confirm he really has a problem in Jude now.
Well, yes,
I
because
think he never used to
used to do. So we know now that his brain is not functioning as you and it is sad, but at the same time it is beautiful. Because he doesn't know that he's speaking Russian. No, he doesn't. He will say to me, "Oh, Claire, he loves cookies." And he's like, "Are you going to bring me a cookie?" I just gave him one, but he's going to ask me if I bring him a cookie again. So his brain is telling him the things that, from way back when. And I'm like, I said, "It is beautiful what he's saying." She said, "Yes, but he doesn't know that he is saying it." And this, I put myself in and I'm like, my goodness, are these things that my children have to look forward to? Me saying things that, that I've never said in my life. If you ever looked at that movie, there was a movie called The Green Mile. It was kind of the prisoners walking on the death row, and the prison warden, his wife was the most docile woman, Jester, and she got dementia. And The words that was coming out of her mouth, which shocked her husband. He said, "This is not my wife. She never, the obscene that was coming out just that you would not believe. He said, this is not like she never used the obscene in her whole life. But as soon as he said something to her, the words that are flying out. So that's only to tell you how her brain functions. Maybe when she was younger, growing up in her adolescent age, she used to swear a blue streak. And as she grew older, she just drop it. But it came out.
Yeah.
And so this is how the beauty of our brain and the devastation of our brain as we age. So it says cognitive plasticity can be encouraged in adults, in older adults. Increasing longevity and falling birth rates are producing an increase in the number of older adults in relation to total population. As a result, a great deal of research is focusing on reducing the amount and effect of cognitive decline and dementia in older people. Thankfully, research shows that as we age, the brain retains a high degree of plasticity that can be called upon to help cope with the many changes. As a result, the brain can compensate for deficits that occur with aging by other means, such as frontal recruitment, where the brain is able to modify its function, and neural connectivity over its lifetime. So they're doing some studies now to show that things can take place in the brain to help with the decline of aging. I mean, people might be looking forward to that. But then again, how long is it going to last? Because I'm telling you, in this century, all of us going. Regardless we want to believe it or not, in this century, we are all goners. So it says, again, how we can protect ourselves mentally, prepare and protect ourselves mentally as we age. It says social and economic factors impact cognitive functioning in later life. Read it, go ahead.
Ecological system theory suggests that our close social context, broader community context, and cultural context interact and influence our mental and cognitive health. Studying 2019. Factors such as cognitive stimulation, access to education and supportive home, environments in childhood help provide a cognitive reserve that protects against cognitive decline in later life. At the same time, socio-economic factors such as access to healthcare, good nutrition, and lifestyle factors reduce the likelihood of health conditions that impact cognitive function. Understanding the risk factors for these diseases in the context of broader environmental influences is a critical first step to developing effective ways to promote healthy cognitive aging.
So you see that? Socioeconomic factors.
Yeah.
So we talked about not everybody's going to have the money to buy the things to
promote healthy
yes, healthy
eating
living
and
and
healthy
right.
lifestyle. Yeah.
But at the same time, the little that we do, make it count. You don't just eat it today and don't eat it for the next 6 months or so. Be consistent with it, and it will make a difference in the function of your brain. You see the thing about it, Jester, we as human, we have this thing about us that we start things and don't finish, we don't follow. And this could be detrimental to our health as we know it. Because even people that exercises, they gung ho, they exercise straight for 6 months and they're looking good. And once they feel that they stop looking good, what they do?
They stop.
But you ain't gonna look good in the next 6 months because whatever you are doing to keep you looking the way you do, once you stop, it will change.
I remember Mr. Green always had that saying, my former language teacher, Neville, and he used to like in relation to sports, because if you don't train, you wouldn't be of a standard and you wouldn't be able to maintain that, if your success in that field. So he used to say, if you don't If you don't use it, you lose it.
That's true. And that goes without saying. Don't use it.
Never forget that
Like if you
philosophy.
you have computer skills and you don't use it forever, when you get back on that computer, it's like you lost in la la land because you don't really use it regular to keep your brain function going to know that you're going to be using that. So it says here, maintain lifestyle strategies and habits for a healthy mind. One several factors triggers are outside of our control. We can adopt many positive strategies and habits to give us the best possible opportunity for positive aging. National Institute of Aging that did a research in 2022. It says maintain physical wellness. Taking care of physical wellness, well-being supports cognitive wellness. Attend recommended health screenings and checkups. That is number one. Manage health problems and take appropriate medication for diabetes, depression, high cholesterol, and depression. Reduce the risk of brain injuries from falls, etc. Limit alcohol and avoid illicit drug use. Do not smoke or take other nicotine products. Aim for between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. Manage high blood pressure by discussing it with your doctor and taking prescribed medication. So all of this here, just what you're talking about here is going. If you do this thing, you can maintain this slowing of the brain deterioration.
Yeah.
All of this. First of all, it says to attend recommended health screening and checkup. So for those of us who do not like to go to the doctor to get screened to see what is going on with us, start now. There's nothing to be afraid of. Is it that you tell you, yeah or nay? And when it tells you whatever the result is, deal with it in a way that will help you to live a few more years worry-free and knowing that you are taking the precautions and the measures to make your life better.
What I realized from this whole research is that the outcome of one physical, it's as a result of how you have treated the brain. Is the brain in control
Of everything.
everything?
Yes,
Right?
yes. It's a CPU, as I say. Physical exercise, number two. Regular physical activities is vital for physical and mental well-being. Activities such as aerobic exercise, dance, martial arts, and Tai Chi can be beneficial to maintaining good cognitive performance. Did I tell you I take up Tai Chi?
No.
Oh yes. When I went back home, I didn't lace up my shoes and go out and do the regular one to the on the track. I started doing Tai Chi. So it is really good, but it's a lot of strength and balances. But once you get it, you get it. So
Right.
it's huh?
I tried,
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
What you see the people doing in the park when you were in New York. This is Tai Chi.
Okay.
The movements of the hand and the body and the legs and everything.
Some kind of version of kind of kung fu
It's
kind of
Tai
thing.
Chi. Tai Chi.
Okay.
Eat healthy. While a healthy diet reduces the risk of chronic diseases, it is also recommended for brain health, which is true. Social engagement and staying connected. This is what Sherry said, social engagement.
Yeah.
Building and maintaining social connections and getting involved in community activities is essential to keeping a healthy mind, as is avoiding chronic loneliness. Visit friends and family, volunteer for local organization, or find a new shared hobby. Cognitive training and engagement. Keeping a healthy mind that is active and engaged is vital for better memory and problem solving skills. This might include memory training, mental skill, video games, reading, playing board games, or learning new languages. Number five, embrace new talents. Engagement in activities such as music, dance, art, and creative writing can improve quality of life, self-esteem, and memory. Number six, manage stress. While short-term stress can help focus our thoughts, chronic stress can damage the brain. Manage stress better by doing exercise, going for walks, listening to music, writing in a journal, and joining relaxation classes. So this is key here, Jester, how you manage stress, because stress is the killer.
Yeah.
And we all know they do not put stress in coffins or in tombs, it's bodies they put there. So if you are able to manage your stress level by doing these things, like going for walks, doing exercises, listening to music, writing, and joining relaxation classes like Tai Chi and so, you will fare better while you age. Review medicines. Consult a physician regularly to monitor and review the impact of drugs and supplements on brain health. And there's a thing. A lot of us go to the health store and we buy supplements because we think it's good. But they too can have an impact on our health, eh? Because not everything we take is working for our body. And I'll give you an example. I suffer from DDD, degenerative disc disorder, and my doctor said to me, I did a bone density, and he says your bone mass is going, and you need to take Caltrate. I said, okay. So he prescribed Caltrate, and I take and it's making me crazy.
Mhm.
I can't sleep. I am wired totally. So I stopped. Although it's prescribed for me, but somehow my system is not doing it well. So I switched to doing something else to build the mass back in my body than taking a culture because it's going to make me like a Looney Tune.
Mhm.
So not all supplements that we take, and that's why they always say to you before you take something, consult your physician before you take it. So it is 2 minutes to the hour of 12. And it says by incorporating these practices into daily life, individuals can enhance their mental health and resilience, contributing to a fulfilling and active life as they age. So it has a lot of positives in helping yourself to age gracefully. There are a lot of negatives because if we don't do these things that we are talking about here, Jester, it can have a lasting effect on our brain function. And we really and truly do not want that. So I'd like to say thank you to each and every one. We didn't get calls, but that's okay. I guess when we don't get calls, is that because people are listening to what we're really saying? Because as I say, we're all aging. Some of us gracefully, some not. And those of us who are not aging gracefully, we have to start taking the precautions, the preparation and the protection of our body and our brain, because this is the only thing that is moving us in this life that we have, our brain. So thank you so much again for joining us today. It is coming to the end of Child Month and the month of the elderly. That's why we are doing these programs now, so that we can help each and every one of us, you, me, Jester, because this is, as I say, the century that we all are going to clock out. But before we do, let's continue to feed our brain with the right things, feed our body with the right things, that we may not end up not knowing who we are later down the line.
But the thing is, I don't think that research didn't touch on certain things I was expecting them to really touch on. For
Like?
example, um, knowing that you'll age at some point in time in your life, how do you design your house? Because some people at this point in their life they have to negotiate climbing tall stairs. You know, people they should be catering for a flat area. Make it easier to. That it would have been touched on all these, but
But you
it
see,
really it really didn't.
let me tell you where it touched on it. Where it
Yeah.
says do physical activities on a daily basis. Because even though you have stairs in your house and there are older people that is in the 75 and above, they stairs flying like they have like wind, is because they strengthen their body with the physical activities. They eat healthy. And even though some of us are living in flat places, we have a flat house that we can walk to and so. That doesn't make us stronger. That doesn't make us healthier because it's not causing us to move because it's right there. You just walk in and you walk out.
But the thing is, everybody's situation would not be the same.
Well, we know
You
that.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So it may be a situation. Who knows? Sometimes, let's say somebody might meet in an accident.
Yes.
Meeting in this sort of unfortunate situation could help you to age. Much faster than you really are, and then the convenience for them. Or somebody might just catch a stroke. You don't know.
But if you catch a
I
yeah, I understand. I understand. Well, you should have researched it and bring it and talk about it. That
No.
is.
I just was saying, I
Yeah.
thought it
But it was really
would
talking
have
about the
just.
preparation of your brain, your mind. Because, okay, even though just that you have a house and to go upstairs and so, and your mind is not telling you to go up the stairs, it does make no sense. Or to be in the flat because they could be in flat and say they're upstairs and they want to go downstairs. It's all in your brain function, the preparation and the protection. It's not about the tangible things like the house and the stairs and so it's because if you do not, your brain is not functioning right. You could be in the smallest house or the biggest house, and it doesn't make a difference to them because they cannot. The cognitive things are not there. The neutrons are not firing. Is
I,
it people? Is
I,
it people that have to look after them or look after us that has that job of putting us in the flat or the height? If you have to take passport or plane to go upstairs, or if you have to take that thing to go upstairs, and it's not. What we're concentrating on is how you prepare your brain while you age, because your brain ages together with you if you let it.
so you're just focusing only on just the brain thing, but
Yes, because the brain is in
yeah, but your physical structure really may reach a stage where you cannot hope to deal with some
That's why we have
certain things
homes.
again.
That's why we have homes.
Oh my gosh, all my listeners out there, it was a wonderful morning being in your company once again. I thank you so very much for you taking the time off to entertain us. I'm pretty sure that you would have learned a thing or two. We're very much grateful for that. And I look forward being with you next Tuesday, God's will, for another mental health show. My name is Jester Noel,
And
and I am out.
and I am CJ, and I'm saying ciao.
Wake up.